Ho, ho, ho. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. Yep.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Happy Saturday, everybody, except for people that are in the future. Happy Sunday to those of you that live in the future. This is your typical household old guy. And tonight we got some I decided Hungarian goulash. And let's see what else. Garlic bread was the chosen side dish. And so we'll see how that's going to turn out. And cinnamon caramel cinnamon rolls or caramel cinnamon rolls with a honey glaze.
Yep.
So that won the dessert battle this week. It was a close call all week between all three were tied for a while, and then the Italian crepes and the cinnamon rolls tied for a good portion of the week, and then last minute. So, and it was pretty much last minute because I was getting ready to just flip a coin, but somebody voted for the cinnamon rolls, and that put it over the top. Anyway, I can't blab too much because I want to get this bread in the oven.
Real quick, Greg's here and Sean's here.
Greg and Sean. Hi, guys. Man in the future. And Sean, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys have had an excellent week. Hello to Doug. Hello to Shar. I'm just going to get this out of the way because I always like to know what you guys had for dinner or are having because, you know what we're having. It's only fair. So I talked to my brother earlier, and he's having New York steak with sweet potato and tomatoes from their garden.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. And then she's making, or what was for their dessert? Did they mention dessert?
I don't know. I don't think they did.
Okay.
I don't know.
So there may not be a dessert involved. I don't know. All right, so I'm real quick, this is just a little rustic loaf. I'm going to throw a little egg wash on the top.
Greg says, good morning, good people, morning Tom, good lady, and moo-moos.
Yes. They're being lazy moo-moos at the moment.
They're doing breakfast for dinner there.
Oh, nice. What kind of breakfast for dinner? Like pancakes or waffles or French toast kind of thing? Breakfast burritos? Regular breakfast like sausage, bacon, eggs, hash browns? All of the above? There's all kinds of fun things you can have for sausage gravy and biscuits.
Stickman Outdoor Adventures is here. Papa Sticky.
Hey, good evening, Papa. I'm just egg washing this loaf here real quick. And what the heck, let's toss some sesame seeds.
Says yummy, yummy for my tummy.
Oh man, it's going to be a good one. All right. Get this. Lots of cinnamon seeds. Sesame seeds. Starting already. It's early. All right. Let me just give this a quick little.
Sean said eggs, bacon, hash browns, and toast.
Nice. If I go out to eat breakfast, that's what I want. Eggs, bacon,
Yep.
hash browns, toast. All right. Let's get that in the oven. And that'll be the garlic bread here in a bit. So now, got cinnamon roll to get ready, and I can't really goof around too much here.
Greg's
So.
having chili, honey marinated pork chops, and baked vegetables tonight.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
And Eli's having a liquid bread for dinner.
Liquid bread. Nice. And hi, Eli. Good evening. Who else?
Jordan.
Jordan. Good evening. Hope all is well. You know, you and Sean don't live very far apart, really, geographically speaking. All right. So, Joshua, good evening, good evening. Right now I'm going to get together my filling for the cinnamon rolls. And, sorry?
Go ahead. Joshua says I get an omelet or French toast. Oh.
Nice. Absolutely. Let me get a little sugar.
Sugar.
Alright. Got these out. Oh, it looks like a lot, huh? That's a half a cup, by the way, that I just threw in there. Maybe a little bit more. And where did I put my can of cinnamon? And I suppose my spoons. A lot of little things going on tonight, so
He's gonna be busy.
I'm trying to be busy. That's right. All right, so that little can is not going to hold my tablespoon, but so I'll have to put several teaspoons here.
Sean says, LOL, a little sugar.
It's a cinnamon roll. Come on. Okay. That's about right on the cinnamon. Let me get that little bit. Yes, it's a clean table. Okay, and my butter.
Jordan said Stanley and I are having wings tonight with cheese, fries, and Cajun corn on top.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Let me see here. Sorry, gotta step out of the picture just for a second. You know, I don't think I want to use that one. The reason is, this one's all nice and soft, room temperature, and just ready to throw a little dollop on top of a cinnamon caramel roll hot out of the oven. So I'm going to leave that be like it is. And I'll just melt this stick real quick. We'll get these topping made. Now, for the sauce, for the caramel part, on this, I decided that I would try something new. Never tried before, heard about it, seen about it, blah, 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 but cooking a can of sweetened condensed milk in a slow cooker for 8 hours. Is that right?
Yep.
8 hours. Let's just make sure that all melts into the bowl and not all over the... I've done it more than once. So I don't know if this is going to work, or if it does work, I'm going to find out here right now. Yeah, little drum roll there. Does look pretty caramely looking. Caramely.
Steve, hello, how are you and the missus? I suggest Mississippi roast for dinner.
Hello, Steve. Mississippi roast.
Got it. Writing it down.
That does have a nice little caramely flavor to it. Maybe I should have let it go a little longer. It says the longer you go, the darker it is. This was 8 hours, and I figured, we'd see how that goes. It's good. It's good. Just maybe
A little bit longer.
yeah, a little bit longer. Get a little darker, maybe a little darker flavor.
Yeah.
But still pretty tasty. Do you want to try a little bit?
Sure. Carol's here.
Hi, Carol. Ah, Carol. All right, Mrs. Old Guy's going to try a dab of this slow cooker caramel sauce and see what she thinks real quick, like.
That's good.
Caramely.
Yeah, but like you said, it could have went a little bit longer. But it's good. Yum.
Yeah. Well, yay me. Yeah, I know. I could have done this a different way, but
Eli says, do you think it would be possible to bacon wrap and deep fry a Snickers?
well, yeah, it's possible, but the problem is without adding, something else like a batter of some sort, your Snicker bar is going to go all over heck. And you want the bacon crispy, so try this if you want to just try, something. What was the batter again? I'm sorry, what was it again? One more time. What was it? I'm sorry. Had a brain for it.
Bacon wrap and deep fry.
Deep fry. Okay, that's right. So what I suggest is make your batter and set it on a cookie sheet, freeze it, and then after you've made sure that it's, completely covered real well, then wrap it with bacon a couple times. Put it in the deep fat fryer. At least then I would hope that it would hold your Snickers bar from exploding all over the inside of your grease, which I've had happen.
Yeah.
And it absolutely ruins. Believe me, chocolate will ruin your grease.
Real quick.
Grease, oil, whatever you want to call it.
Steve says, anything interesting happened this week?
I don't know. Did anything happen in particular this week, Mrs. Old Guy? I'm not thinking so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a pretty average week. I will say that for those of you that have interest, we should be recording some new George and Pudgy episodes probably sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So just thought I'd mention that.
Old Fart Gaming, sir?
I'm sorry, again?
Old Fart Gaming?
Old Fart. Good evening. We got some Hungarian goulash on the menu tonight. Caramel cinnamon rolls. And I've got a little bit of flour, some butter, sugar, cinnamon right here. And here's that can of caramel. Slow cooked caramel. Never used it like that before. Evaporated or sweetened condensed milk.
Joshua said that you'd have to freeze the Snickers first.
Yep.
And
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, the batter would hold a lot better. And two, you would give the bacon time to cook and thaw out your candy bar. Go ahead, sorry.
Joshua wants to know how the weather is here too.
It's been dry, and today was nearly 60.
Yep.
So it's nice. It's not going to be like that for long. We got some cold weather and snow in the forecast, but that's not till
For like a week.
like a week. And by then, who knows? It can completely change.
Sean says
We just did that
Yep.
about 6 weeks or 5 weeks ago. Yeah, that was one that Tim, that Crazy Food Crew, just happened to request that. So yeah, it is. It was absolutely delicious. All right. So this is basically that caramel cinnamon feeling. That wasn't quite a third the can, maybe a little bit more.
Ed's here.
Oh, hey Ed.
Do you need to go outside, Shirley?
That's how not to pour it. All right. Making a mess all over. That won't go to waste. That's going to get the rest of that caramel that remains in the can will get poured over the top of the cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls along with the honey glaze.
Well, I can't sit in here and pay attention to
Okay.
what's busy in here. Silly.
Wipe this table off just a little bit. Got to roll out some dough, you know.
Did you try that caramel?
I did. Yeah, it's nice. Yep. So, if anybody wants to know, maybe seen somebody said you can make caramel sauce by putting a can of evaporated milk in a slow cooker. It works.
Yep. Stanley's here.
Stanley, good evening. Glad to see everybody here. I'm just getting the cinnamon caramel sauce ready to go in these rolled into the dough, which I've got going right here.
Lisa's here.
Good evening, Lisa. So there's there's my sweet roll dough. Get myself just a little dab of flour. Yep. I don't want to stick to the table, you know. I hate it when that happens. Okay. You see that? Looks good. I guess I can just get that out of the way. Roll this out. And we'll make some cinnamon rolls.
Yo.
Oh yeah. Yes. Love me some cinnamon rolls. So yeah, big thing here. Yeah, new Georgian Pudgy coming up. And for those of you that, that's right, that story's in the making. Those of you that are following the Georgian Pudgy episodes, the next series of shows that are coming up are directly related to the end of this one. So a fun time should be had. For those of you that don't know what the Georgian Pudgy show is, I've written a 1940s radio style of show about two brothers and their wives, and they get themselves in a lot of trouble. It's a little bit like The Honeymooners. It's not that, but similar. And so they get themselves into some mishaps, and there's a couple of adventures. If you're into that kind of genre, you can check out my other channel, the the old guy radio players. Old guy radio players. Okay. A little bit more. Let's get this on here. You know, if I make too much of this, that's okay. Because it just gives me an excuse to make more. Oh, yeah. This is going to be good. Get this spread out here. Starting to get a little bit of baking bread aroma going here. Oh yeah. I think we're going to have to make cinnamon rolls this way more often just for the fact that it makes putting this filling in a lot easier.
Cool.
Yeah. It's spreading on real nice. That's what you want. Yeah. Hey, I'm having a good time here.
Sorry to hear about Moby, Greg.
Yes.
Him and Steve are talking about.
Yep. My boy died 5 years ago. Well, coming up 5 years ago, and yeah. That's about as far as I'm going to take that. All right. I'm just about there, I guess. Clean this off a little bit, see what I can get.
Good girl.
A little closer to the edge with this, maybe. Cover this as much as I can, right? Coast to coast kind of thing.
Sorry, girl. What are you watching about?
Looking good, looking good.
Greg says I can hear her move.
Yep. It's funny, teaching Chumley to speak was really no problem. He just, and it just took a short time. Yummy. Wow, that's really good. In a short time, he was speaking, and he's usually now the quieter of the two. Polly never did learn how to speak, but she'll be the first one to bark. And there was one afternoon this last summer. We were inside having some lunch. Polly was outside. She started barking. And that made Chumley start barking. He was laying in the front room on the floor here. So he started barking, and that made her bark. And she came not up to the steps, but out on the sidewalk down in front of the house.
I'll be right back.
Started barking, and they were barking at each other. She got it started. It was just it went on for like 10 minutes. She's the instigator. Okay, look at that. We'll get some nice cinnamon mini rollies. The pan. A little bit of spray on the bottom there. Just for the fact that if that caramel runs on there too much, I want to be able to get it out of the pan still. Do I want that knife? Nope. Let me get my baker blade. Oh. There it is. I got it. So much baking crap.
Scott's here.
Scott?
Afternoon, Tom. Hope you're all doing well. I missed you last week.
Well, welcome. Good evening. Yeah, Miss seeing you. I'm glad you're here now. So we're going to get that.
World Heilig family is also here.
Yeah. World.
I'm not sure. HLIC.
Heilig?
Heilig, I guess.
World Heilig family? Well, welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen. Grab yourselves a beverage out of the fridge. Got whatever you like. We got water, we got beer, we got soda pop. You want iced tea? We got iced tea. We got just whatever beverage you like. Help yourself to it. Pull yourself up a chair. Tonight we have got goulash on the menu and caramel cinnamon rolls for dessert. And that's what I'm doing right here, right now, is getting these caramel cinnamon rolls cut so we can get them that final raise and then into the oven at some point. I got some bread in the oven. We are rocking it. Welcome, welcome. Ralph, another guy, another man from the future. I love having future people here. It's just awesome. All right, let's get these cinnamon rolls in this pan here.
National Parks Princess.
National Parks Princess, a very good evening to you. I am getting some cinnamon rolls in the pan here. Oh, they already look good. They are loaded with filling. So this should be really sticky and gooey. And I'm hoping that it'll be just thick enough that it doesn't run out all over the place. Let me spread these out a little more. Okay. That looks good. Gotta tuck a little one in here somewhere.
The Heilig family said old bone plus light.
One more time.
The old bone, Bonne.
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I can't hear you over his drinking. That was fighting two things at once there. He's not done.
The old Bonnie, Bonne, with the little thingy above it, plus light.
Is that who's here? Or is
That's what the Heilig family said.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure I understand, but welcome. John, good evening. All right, I got these covered. Let me set these over here in the warm area. They'll be fine there for a while. And I can't really mess around. I got to move right along here because this meat.
You got that right, Greg. He said it sounded like someone was emptying the dam.
Oh, I know, huh? So I got to get the meat cooking pretty much right away here, which I've got all this stuff here.
Rob says problem from the future is that if the world blew up, I wouldn't be here to warn you.
Yeah, you know, that's right. Yeah, well, that's pretty good hindsight for somebody in the future. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. Just got some flour in the bucket here. Throw in a little bit of black pepper and some coarse salt. Twink. Got some beef. If I can get it out, get this foil off. Got a nice bottom round roast, and I diced that baby up. Nice little pieces here. It should go really well.
John says he's currently in Brazil.
John is in Brazil.
That's what he said.
Well, thank you for watching me from Brazil. I don't know what you're doing there, but I hope all is safe and well.
He said, did you enjoy the Unsolved Mystery Show back in the day?
What about the Unsolved Mystery Show?
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Hosted by Robert Stack. I remember the show. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool show. For what it was.
John said that his grandmother died and that's why he's there.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. Sorry to hear that. Alright, so we'll get these couple of onions diced up. If I can get the skin off of them. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound right. I'm skinning an onion. Get my dice on here. Nothing fancy, just a rough cut here. It's goulash, right? Gonna make some Hungarian style spitzel. Really, I can't pronounce the Hungarian name. It's very close to a German spitzel with noodle, or it's really closer to a dumpling. But all right, it's gonna be nice and hot.
John said that she lived to be 108. That's pretty old.
Yeah, it is. It's a good life there. Still kind of a little bit disjointed here. I'll get everything together. Some pepper in there. And what else am I going to need? A little caraway seed. A whole ton, but put some in there. Oh, I said not a whole ton.
Oh yeah, I don't overpower it.
Okay. So take that down a little bit. Some paprika. Suppose I better get something kind of toss these onions with, huh? Looking good. At least a couple tablespoons paprika. Some more of that coarse salt.
Are you a fan of deviled eggs?
Yeah, I like deviled eggs. I like some more than others, depending on, what was used to season them. All right, let's get this thrown in here. Smells good so far. I'm gonna let that go for just a second, long enough for me to get this out of my way. As always, I'm gonna try to keep going, keep it picked up as I go, but That doesn't even come close to happening all the time. All right. That's good. Transfer this into the bowl here for a minute. Okay. A little bit more oil here. We'll get this, brown this meat off real quick. Oh yeah, looking good. Gotta get this going because it's gonna take a little while for this to do its thing. So wait to make sure that this is hot. So far, so good. All right, get this meat brown enough. Try and get all of the beef in there.
John says, Tom, you have to pretend you know what you're doing.
I know I do, huh? Because most of the time I don't. Like right now. All right. That was a good example, see? All right, hold up them do your thing. Let's get some tomatoes cut. Gonna give these a quick dice. Nicely diced it. Gonna look down doing this, guys. Sorry. I'm not about cutting my fingers tonight.
Greg told John that people in Australia that live to be 100 get letters from the Queen and or King congratulating them on their achievements.
Interesting.
Yeah. John says, Tom, you're awesome.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You're awesome too. Yeah, well, if I ever live to be, up there in the age, 100 and something, if anyone should ever ask me, to what fact do you owe your long life? My answer is cut and dried, plain and simple, to the fact that I haven't died yet.
Greg said, yeah, personally signed and at 50 you get one from the Prime Minister.
Oh, that looks really good. Oh, look pretty well browned off. Good enough. I'm going to throw these onions back in there. Got some beef broth here. Let's just rinse that pan out. Oh yeah! I'm going to crank that heat down a little bit. Throw some tomatoes in there.
Smells good.
It does. Got some more tomatoes coming. Just figured I'd get them on there so I'm not overloading my cutting board. Tomato overboard! Run for your lives! Yes. So, for those of you that have enjoyed my brulee a day.
That's kind of funny because Steve just said something
Did he? What did he say?
Any interesting foods for brulee this week?
Well, I did spinach today. Spinach isn't good. Canned spinach. You know, you can make a spinach souffle, but not a spinach brulee.
So, Tom, you have any new movie, or have you seen any new movies or TV shows that you thought were good?
No, I haven't. I did watch, what was it?
Hurry back,
Indiana Jones. The new Indiana Jones one. It was okay.
Yep.
That's about all I got to say about it. You know, it's kind of cool how they can, you know, do some of the CG that they can do now and, you know, make people look younger and whatever.
Tim and the crew is here.
Tim Sullivan. How you doing, buddy? Hope all is well. I did enjoy your churro episode. You know, I was just pulling your leg, and I gave you a little slack about making a pumpkin churro for the very first time instead of making a regular churro. You know, so I'm not going to bust your butt too much on that one. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you guys had a chance to try it.
Yep.
All right. That looks really good. I want to add just a squeeze of tomato paste.
Greg said he started to watch The Office, the American version, for the first time last week. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a funny show. We haven't got television, regular broadcast television here for, boy,
A lot of years.
yeah, 10 years. So, it's been a long time since we've seen some shows like that. I try to watch some shows on YouTube, but a lot of the new stuff, you're only going to get bits and pieces of it, any particular episode.
John says, Tom, you should have your own cartoon character, Tom the Kumquat.
Think so? Think I'd make a cool kumquat guy? The kumquatter. Let me put some of this away here, so I can get ready to move on to this next bit. Walk into the refrigerator, wouldn't that be nice?
Greg says, Tom Quat the Incredible.
Tomquat. Alright, so I'm going to get this dumpling made. Just simply some flour, a little pinch of salt, a couple eggs, and some water. Super simple. I don't want to put eggs in there. No. Okay. I'll put the eggs in there. How's that? Let's cover that up. Turn it down. It's going to take a while. Did I not set a timer? Apparently not, but it looks good.
Glad you didn't burn it.
Yeah, well, it's happened to think. It's like, well, yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
You see the bread there? Want me to come a little bit closer?
Looks good.
Does. Smells good. Cool.
Tim said, LOL, thanks, Tom. We had some pumpkin puree left, so I said, what the heck? But we had fun with the churros maker. As you've seen, I was a pro with it.
That's awesome, man. You know, have fun with it. Just like doing the pumpkin ones. Why not? Why not? I think it was maybe a winter or two ago. I made some pumpkin pies and I had a little bit of the pie filling left. You know how it doesn't all fit into the pie shell? So I made pumpkin pie souffles. And they are, they were amazing. So yeah, it doesn't hurt to play around a little bit.
You said it looks good. Your bread.
Thank you.
Natalie's here.
Hey, Natalie.
Say a quick hello.
On break, I imagine. Gotta add a little bit of water to this. It's a little bit on the thick side. Get this whisked out some. That looks about right. Woohoo! So far, so good, guys.
And what is that for? What is that?
That is going to be the pasta / dumpling.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm happy that I've made it this far. And I haven't messed anything up yet, so. Yay me.
Yes.
Now it seems like I'm forgetting something. I got to make the garlic butter yet. But I don't need to just this moment. It's a little bit early.
And a honey sauce, but you don't got to do that yet either. Huh?
Not yet. Not for a while. So I think I can just kind of chill for a minute.
Yay.
Oh, maybe a nil point of interest, but if you don't take the label off of your can of sweetened condensed milk to make your slow cooker caramel sauce, it'll take it off for you. Just wanted to point that out. And it really didn't, dissolve it or damage it, even though it's slow cooked for 8 hours. Slow cooked paper, 8 hours. It's still too tough. Speaking of too much. What's that?
She's snoring.
Polly is snoring. That's not a surprise. Okay. Use the garlic for that. Salt and pepper, the honey.
Greg says might taste good.
What might taste good?
Bread maybe?
Bread?
Your bread that you showed him?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
No?
I don't know either. I've tried some things that I thought might taste good, and not so much like. And I'll be glad to admit this one. A few nights ago, I was goofing around. We had a small pork tenderloin, and I thought, well, what the heck? Let's see what it tastes like if I coat it with this flaming hot mac and cheese powder packet. You know what I mean? And so I did that, and I had some left, so I tried to make a little sauce with it. And I put in some white wine and chicken stock and put that in there. It was god awful. I don't recommend it. It worked okay when I did it on chicken. But pork, yuck.
Greg was talking about the label when it tastes good.
The label would taste better than what that did, I tell you. All right, so that's going to have to do its thing for a while. Got to make sure I'm up to temp. Looks like I am. Okay. Now I can just kind of cruise for a little bit. Maybe I should kind of finish picking up and getting the unnecessary things out of my way. I'm going to grind up a little more pepper. Just so I can get this junky little bottle out of my way. Let's get this kind of broke up real quick and then I'll move it off the table. That's good. Finished seed, you know, I don't need the caraway seed out anymore. And you have to give Mrs. Old Guy her props. 'Cause she doesn't like caraway seed. Same thing with my brother. He doesn't like it either. But she's gonna give this a try.
Yep, I'm going to try it.
Yep. And the point I make with that is that I'm not fond of Cuban. But if it's in a recipe and it's not the predominant overwhelming flavor, I'm okay with it. So I'm hoping that would be the same kind of reaction that I get from Mrs. Old Guy. We will see.
John said follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Ralph's back.
Hey,
With
Ralph.
his snack.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, let's see here. What am I doing?
Snacking on noodles and latte.
That's what he's doing. Snacking on noodles
Yes.
and a latte.
Yes.
That's a latte to think about. Okay. That was really stretching it there. Sorry, guys. So, Thanksgiving coming up in a couple more weeks or so. I think we talked about this last week. Who likes what? You know, turkey or ham or whatever. That was last week, right? Yeah. So I guess I blew my shot last week. I will say one thing about Thanksgiving. What one thing will I say? At least you don't have to go crazy with decorations. I mean, you can. I've seen people with the big inflatable turkey, you know, in their yard. And Happy Thanksgiving. They've even got the Charlie Brown one too with Snoopy and.
Yeah. Greg says, "Oh no, dad jokes incorporated."
Dad jokes. I'm terrible at dad jokes.
John's having a Brazilian meatloaf.
Brazilian meatloaf. Wow. Tell me about a Brazilian meatloaf. Has it got carabera in it? Or what was that other? Like a hamster or something. They eat small critters. They're pretty common. It's no big deal. They farm raise them and whatnot. I just can't remember exactly what it was, so I'm just curious what that's made out of. What's the meat? It's all in the meat, if you remember Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Greg tried his first chai latte last night and was pleasantly surprised.
Chai, yeah, I like chai tea. I used to make a chai poached salmon. That was just really, really yummy, really yummy. Yep, poach the salmon itself in the chai and let the chai tea almost completely evaporate, and then hit it with some heavy cream at the last minute. And it just kind of get hot, makes a nice sauce. It's so good. Yummy.
Lisa said she likes it all for Thanksgiving to eat.
I as well. Well, there's some components that I don't necessarily care for. If it's there, I'll eat it. But like green bean salad, I'm not a big fan of green bean salad. That doesn't mean I haven't had it and not liked it. It just means for the most part, I just don't care for the way it's made. Canned beans, canned mushroom soup. You know, it's just, nah. I'll pass.
Jordan says it's all about the leftover turkey sandwich for me.
No, see, that's one thing. I like turkey. I would eat turkey for leftovers maybe a couple of times, but I don't like it enough to, just go, wow, man, be picking at it all the time. And, I just never have been that big of a fan. Now, ham is a different story.
Yep.
I'll nibble on ham, like some folk would. I imagine turkey, go snag you a little piece.
Tim says, can you name one Thanksgiving that you will never forget about, good or bad? Is that water, Jordan? Is that what I hear?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Old Guy. No water dripping.
Okay, I thought I could hear it. So.
One Thanksgiving that I'll never forget?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one. I'd moved to, it was very shortly after I got out of the military. I had moved to California and was sharing a place with a guy that was in my platoon in the Army. He got out, I don't know, a few months before me. And that was his home area. So I went down there. Thanksgiving, he went to his mom's house, and they had their Thanksgiving dinner, and I sat at home and I ate a burger, and I'm not sure what else I might have opened up a can of vegetable of some sort, but that was my Thanksgiving dinner, and the whole time I was thinking, well, I'm sure your mom wouldn't have minded, somebody else coming over for Thanksgiving, and sure enough, like I finally met his mom like 4 months later. Oh, you should have came over for Thanksgiving. I'm not kidding you. So yeah, that was one that I won't forget. He was just an asshole, is what he was.
Steve says he's having fajitas tonight.
Fajitas, beef, chicken, yak, fish fajitas.
John said the meat is pork and habanero pepper.
Pork and habanero pepper. Oh, that sounds really good. Habaneros are pretty hot, but I found, and just like, I don't know, but if you cook jalapenos long enough, you just cook the capsaicin right out of them, and you're just left with that flavor. So Although I've never done that with habanero. I've just enjoyed the heat. Just kind of letting this go. I'll sample it here in a while and see how tender that meat is. It's all about the meat.
You said chicken?
Chicken?
Yep.
Chicken fajitas. Yummy. Those are good. Mrs. Olga and I went to a place not too far from here. I mean, comparatively speaking. It is a little over 40 miles, but a Mexican place. We went to the one that was right next door a few months before, and it was terrible. It really was. It was bad food, and it was a very kind of almost an elegant sort of atmosphere. The plates were big and had a lot of food on them, but it was awful. So a few months later, we went to the Mexican place right next door. Pretty much bang in your face with colors and paintings and decoration, and it was all actually clean. A lot of times you go into places that are like that, and you'll see like an inch of dust hanging on the stuff on the top, the ceiling or something, but the place is really clean, and they had pretty decent food. So we were happy to find a Mexican place we could go to that had at least reasonable quality.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's good, so it'll do. It's the thing about up here, there's not much in the way of food choices. My brother would attest to that. Trying to find a place to eat.
That's good.
That's good. And in the mornings or something, it's just so limited around here. There's really nothing. You know, there's a place in the town down below us, but they are
not good.
Well, they're just extremely overpriced. It's just ridiculous. It's no wonder few people go. So, anyway, enough blabbing and yaddling about that.
Tim said some memorable Thanksgiving movies: Dutch with Ed O'Neill, and Planes and Trains and Automobiles with John Candy.
For me, my memorable Thanksgiving movie is, not really movie, I guess show would be, of course, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant movie. So, Mrs. Old Guy, I figured I'd cut just the end off and we'd give a little taste of this bread. Does that sound all right to you?
Yep, it does.
All right, Dan.
So Greg told Ralph, that you were talking about that salmon, and he says, "Oh, well, I'm vegetarian though." And Greg says, "No, I mean put some chai in your noodles." And he says, "Okay, doesn't sound overly nice."
Don't listen to him, Ralph. Craig convinced me from the future to crack an egg a new way. Boy, I fell for that.
And then Greg says, "Hey, Ralph, probably not. Going to look up some recipes." John wants me to yell out paprika.
Paprika! If you had headphones on, I apologize.
Blame John. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Greg's laughing.
Tastes like bread. 6:03. Heck, I'm doing good. Oh, the rolls are rising.
Ralph said there's a stream. It says shame the goulash wasn't picked from the requests last month, as could have had made a goulash.
A goulash?
A ghoulish.
A ghoulish goulash? And I could have even gone one step further. I could have used red or green food coloring and made it a green goulash. But I didn't do that. In fact,
There you go.
I didn't get a lot of stuff done that I wanted to for Halloween. But the prior 10 days before, I really wasn't doing too good. I really was kind of in one of those humps, so to speak, or just all right. I was sick and I wasn't feeling good. All right, so I didn't get as much stuff done as I wanted to.
John says, love you, Tom.
I love you too, John, man, but you're not getting my Bud Light.
Drake says, will ZU rolls brulee?
Will cinnamon rolls brulee? I don't know. I might have to find out if there's any left.
I brought your basket into you. It's behind you.
You brought the basket in?
Your
Oh, thank you. Guess I can do that now. It's a good. What is coming up next week, Miss Silver?
food.
Huh? Food. Oh, well, that was real descriptive. Thank you. Isn't she astute, ladies and gentlemen? My lovely assistant.
Sausage and baked beans.
Sausage and baked beans. Cool. Uncle Les is up next week. The Wild Man. All right. Whoop. Oh.
Like 3 of them fell.
Yeah, I see that. 1, 2, 3.
What you get for going crazy?
I guess, huh? Wonder what else I might get if I go crazy. Other than go crazy. Alright. Reach in, I turn my head here. Grab the first one that I put my hand on. Kind of closed, good deal. I've dumped them out a couple of times. Didn't shut my little door. Are we ready?
John says you can keep the Bud Light. I drink yours.
Yeah. Of course, that was a very old commercial. Way before the... Anyway. So, Uncle Les has... Again.
Ooh.
Delmonico steak. So, Uncle Les, week after next, Delmonico steak.
There you have it.
Yummy. Have no idea what that is, and I'm glad I'm going to find out because it's always fun when it's something I've never tried. So,
Ronald's here. Happy Veterans Day.
happy Veterans Day to you as well, Ronald. I don't know if you are a veteran or not, but happy Veterans Day if you are.
Yes, and to all the other veterans out there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Including Tom.
Including me, yes. Thank you, myself. Mrs. Old Guy went to, and I went to this place and had some breakfast this morning. I don't know how to pronounce the type of waffles that they are. Leger?
Yeah.
They're not like a regular, it's like a dough. Kind of very stiff but it has cinnamon and of course sugar and some other stuff, and it's cooked in a waffle iron. They're great, and he serves different varieties and does it different ways. So he was offering a special today, so I went down and we got kind of a. He has one where you can just get like breakfast on top of it. So I just had him put the breakfast in one side and the waffle on the other side. Breakfast being eggs and bacon with a little cheese. the waffle side, so we kind of shared that. And then we were going to go to a local place, because they were offering a free meal and apparently anything on the menu. So we were going to go there for lunch, and when we got there, as I expected, just a small town place, so it's not like they had a lot of seats, and they were absolutely packed.
Yeah.
So we turned around and came home. Didn't eat any lunch, so looking forward to this. That's good water.
Greg said that they had their Remembrance Day yesterday. Like Veterans Day today
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh. Well, that's good. That's good. That'd make a nice sandwich, Cut it in half this way.
Yeah.
Some nice Italian cold cuts in there. Maybe a little olive tapenade on half.
Ick.
On half. I was winning her over until I got to the olive tapenade. She's not an olive fan. How about you guys? You like olives? Some folks don't like olives, period, like Mrs. Old Guy. Some folks only like the green ones. Some folks only like the black ones. Some folks like them both. Where are you guys at? I like them both. I tend to use black ones in things when I make something, like on a pizza or on a sandwich. I'll put black olives. If I'm just going to snack on some, I prefer to snack on the green ones, but, I like them both. Absolutely. I'm an olive fan. Little olive tapenade, black olive, green olive, a little bit of onion, some garlic, some tomato, some Italian herb. Yummy. Like I said, Mrs. Old Guy does not care for that. And she's away from the desk, so she'll be along in a moment, just in case anybody has a pressing question. I'm sure it'll keep till she gets back. She arrives. Hail, Mrs. Old Guy.
Ralph likes them both, green and black. Ed likes them both.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Let's see here. John says caramel macchiato chocolate chip cookies.
Moscato.
Macchiato.
Huh. Okay. We'll write it down. If that's a dessert suggestion, we'll write it.
That would be one big Scooby snack. Love olives.
Oh yeah, I like olives. Yep. Like them on pizza. What do you think? Should I give this a taste?
Like
Huh?
Steve don't like them.
No. You're not. Yeah, it's funny. Not everybody. That's how it's supposed to work, right? If everybody liked the same thing. Where would the variety be? Alright, we'll give it a taste of the gravy and the chunk of the meat. Gravy!
Do you like olive loaf?
Do I like olive loaf?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the lunch meat? Yeah, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites, but I'll eat it. I like it better than regular bologna. I mean, I don't know if it's olive loaf is exactly the same thing, but pickle loaf, olive loaf.
It's all nasty.
As you can tell, Mrs. Old Guy doesn't care for the.
I'm a picky eater, sorry.
Yeah. She won't eat that. Add a little garlic to this. Garlic.
Smell it clear over there.
Could you?
Yeah.
Nice. Meat's getting there. Still a little bit on the tough side, kind of. It's shouldn't be long.
Yes. Great told Tim pastrami or olive loaf bread. And Lisa's with me. Yay.
Lisa's with you.
Yeah, she don't like it either.
Don't like it what? Bologna?
Olives, probably.
Bologna? Lunch and loaf?
Probably all of it because she's like me. She don't like none of it.
Is that right?
I guess, I don't know.
Well, what can I say? A little more beef broth in case you were wondering. That's pretty good. Cinnamon rolls are starting to raise all right. I figure if I give these about another 15 minutes to stew on, the meat should be tender enough. Get that pasta cooked. Get our garlic butter made here in a second.
Okay.
Yay! Oh, poor Chumley.
John says, Tom, what would you do if you woke up in the morning with 500 yellow jackets looking at you? With a 500-pound yellow jacket looking at you. Sorry.
What would I do if I woke up with a 500-pound yellow jacket looking at me? Now, I need to ask you, if we're talking like yellow jacket like the insect, or if we're talking like some bozo standing there in a yellow rain jacket thing. Now, if you're talking big giant insect, first thing I'd probably do is soil myself. And then I would probably just try to get away as quickly as I could. Soiled and everything.
Travis is here. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Travis. Good evening. Good evening. We are doing very well. It's kind of one of those get to kind of sit around and wait moments because we're rolls directly. So things are coming along. Going to make some noodle dumpling thingies.
John said it was the insect.
The insect, yeah. So yeah, I'd probably do that. Soil myself for sure. That's a for sure. Now, whether I just had a heart attack and ended it right there, or if I try to run and get away, or maybe a combination of all three. Just keeping it honest, guys. You don't want honesty, you don't ask the question. Hungry? I suppose.
John says, Tom, how about falling into a big bowl of mashed potatoes?
How about it?
Yeah?
That would probably be terrible. Well, okay, first we need to have some parameters set here. A big bowl of mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Okay. How big is this bowl? Like if I get into it, is it over my head? You know, it's just like a big giant, like swimming pool size bowl of mashed potatoes. I mean, I need to know where we're going with this imaginary question for me to come up with the best imaginary answer. Just saying, I'm not trying to be one of those guys, but, you know, it's something I need to know.
Ralph says the screen seems to be breaking up a bit. It keeps, the OBS keeps redoing it, so.
Uh-oh.
It's probably us, Ralph. It's not just your internet.
Well, that's not the right ones. Thought I got rid of all the wrong ones.
Uh-oh.
Okay. There we go. Ready to fall over myself here.
John says, but the bowl was a bottomless pit.
What is a bottomless pit?
The bowl.
The bowl? Then that would be terrible. Because, you know, eventually I'd sink. And then eventually suffocate. That wouldn't be fun at all. No.
Greg says, depends if it has cheese in it.
What has cheese? Oh, the mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Would that help with the viscosity? Maybe, you know, see, I guess so, you know. I mean, are they warm mashed potatoes? Are they steaming hot mashed potatoes? Has it got sour cream and butter, too?
Tim says, what would in a fight with a 500-pound yellow jacket versus a rhino?
Now, wait a minute.
Who would win a fight, a 500-pound yellow jacket versus a rhino?
Well, to be honest, that's a really ridiculous question, but my money's going to be on the rhino. My money's going to be on the rhino. Yep. The wasp can only sting him once. It'd have to be a good shot.
Yep. True that. Greg says, it depends if there was a kumquat involved.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I want a little more oniony flavor in this. So I'm just going to use some of these dehydrated onions in there. Yep, it spose all right. She sposes in front of everybody and everything. Suppose.
John says, Tom, can you possibly jump up and down for me right now?
Do what?
Jump up and down for John.
No, I'm not going to jump up and down. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to jump up and down. Sorry. I have to. Man's got to know his limitations. Okay. Tell you what, I'll just switch these. A little moisture there. I don't want moisture underneath.
You can judge this Tom and Mrs. Old Guy. I'm being silly.
Of course you are. Alright, let me turn this on. I'm going to get some butter ready here.
Ralph says the only found out today that New Zealand isn't the only country with something or other, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it, so Pukekos, O''S. So.
Yep, I don't know either. I have no guess for that. Just a little bit of Italian herb in there for that butter. Since I'm all out of parsley.
Tom, what would you do if you were laying in a bed of meatballs?
What would I do if I was laying in a bed of meatballs?
Yep.
I would be wondering what somebody put in my drink. Is probably what I would do.
Eli wants to know what he missed.
The sun and the moon, my friend. I couldn't tell you what you missed because I didn't know when you disappeared. Let's get some salt in that water. This is going to be coming together pretty quick, Mrs. Old Guy.
Yay.
Oh, cinnamon rolls.
They're ready to bake?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Timed that just about right. You guys want to see there, if you remember how small they were? They definitely had a nice rise to them.
Yummy.
And in they go. That's just what I wanted. Let's set that timer, huh?
Yeah. True that, Greg. He says at least Tom wouldn't starve.
At least I wouldn't starve what?
You were laying in a
Oh.
bed of meatballs. Okay, Ralph. He said they're a blue water bird.
A what? A blue water bird?
Yes. With that name that he said. That New Zealand wasn't the only country with that.
With that particular bird?
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea to start with, so it's news for everybody here. Or at least for me. A little bit of black pepper in there.
John says, how about you driving your car and it turns into a big peach?
And it turns into a big peach? Again, I would be really wondering, who put what in my drink?
Tim said those cinnamon rolls look legit.
I think they're gonna be. Yep.
Eli says I could demolish some rolls about now.
Oh yeah. I'll be demolishing one or two, I'll tell you that.
Steve wants to know your favorite Subway sandwiches.
Italian.
Sandwich.
Whichever one has, the Supreme Meat's one that has all the Italian cut, the capicola and salami, pepperoni, all that. Okay.
Greg says, wow, I'm going to have to try making those rolls.
Okay, now.
And he told John, I'm sure that you would be feeling quite peachy.
All right, we'll see how well this works. They got a little thing that you can use to make these noodles, but I'm not going to spend the money for one.
Even though he makes them quite a bit.
I just used what I got at home.
Yep.
And in this case, a cookie press, although it can be a little tricky getting it in there, it works really good for dispensing your batter.
Charlie wants to try the cinnamon roll.
Does he?
Yeah, he's whining about it. He wants to try one.
You guys see that?
Hey, Polly, don't fresh. They might be able to see something. Might be back too far. You barely see it.
Okay. That worked just beautifully.
It says ingenious.
I'm not going to let you overflow. I know you want to. Get that out of the way. Let that do its thing for a minute. Get a couple bowls out without knocking over the whole stack.
Eli says Tom the tool man, OG.
Tom the tool man. Yeah, watch me throw it across the room. Ah! That's fun. Why is it always in the back where Fine. Not quite garlicky enough. Or salty.
Rob said went to an interesting film the other day about the protest trying to stop the new road in our region that would destroy 44.4 hectares indigenous forest and wetlands.
Yeah, well, you know,
It's too bad when they have to do that.
yeah, it is, and then, but, yeah, I don't know what to say on that. Being completely unaware of any of it, you know. Okay. I'm going to try to do this kind of back here a little bit. Hope you don't. Hope you don't mind. Ew. Some of this didn't turn out too good.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have to kind of be particular here. Apparently that wasn't the right end. different cookie tips work better than others.
John says, would you survive as a crow or a snail?
Would I survive as a crow or a snail?
What he said. Pretty sure that's what he said. The heart's in the way, but pretty sure that's what he said.
That's just crazy talk. That is just crazy talk. I'm going to see if I can get up enough of these other big chunks. Yeah. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. That's kind of a fail.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Got back in time to see an oh no, you did.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
Bummer.
Yeah. I don't know why, because normally it does, but I don't know. I'll just cook a little more. Good thing I'm not out of batter.
No. John says, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy, don't mind me. I'm just feeling very good right now.
Oh, well.
No problem.
No, yeah, no problem. Be as silly as you want. Can't be any more silly than me bruleeing cans of sardines and other such silliness. Things that people should not do, like raw oysters with Vienna sausage, chocolate syrup, and blue cheese dressing. People shouldn't do that. Now, Val went ahead and did it. And, yeah, see, his problem was he didn't use a big enough oyster. He said that he couldn't taste it. It was overwhelmed by the sausage and the chocolate and stuff. But I think he should have used a huge freaking oyster like I did. Yuck. Of course, now see, there's no kryptonite there for Val. I mean, he likes raw oysters. So I mean, I don't. So that in itself was a.
Wild Man has to go home. He said that he will talk to you all later.
Wild Man, thank you for coming.
It's a good show tonight.
Thank you. Don't forget, a couple weeks, we got the whatever the heck it was. Some kind of steak.
Yep.
Some kind of a steak. I made a mistake.
Delmonico.
Delmonico. Come on, water. I'm waiting for this water to. What do we got here? 7 minutes left on them. I'll give them a check.
Tom Brulee, Limburger cheese.
Oh, no. It's not that I don't want to. Well, I don't want to, but Limburger cheese is too expensive just to put cheese on it and not like it and throw it away. So, and not, you know, I just don't. I don't like Limburger. Of course, I don't like sardines either, but I don't think it would brulee. It's so soft of a cheese, it would just melt. Maybe if I tried freezing it first, I don't know. Water's just about there, and I'll try cooking a little more of this. Maybe I was just holding it too far above the water. Heck, I don't know. I don't know. Let's do some more of these here. Somehow this isn't going like I thought it might.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm getting some blobs in there. Who knows how long it'll take to cook them, but at least if there's some solid chunks and they're not turning to absolute mush like I had over there. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's going to do any good, but I'll try it and see. I mean, I can only screw up again. And shut that off. That's done. That's cooked, yep. Garlic butter is good. Let's see, does it taste more like garlic butter? It's a little better. Could be a tad more garlicky. But I don't want to be too crazy with it either. Maybe just a touch more salt will do it. I don't know. I'm just talking because I don't know what else to say. I just want this food to be ready.
Well, then hurry up.
I'm making it cooked as fast as it can. That's a seriously big one.
Lisa's got to take off. She's got to go now, but we'll see you later.
Lisa, thank you for hanging out. Happy Saturday. Happy the rest of the weekend. Thank you so much. Yep. We're going to be done here pretty quick here. Oh, we've got, 3 minutes left on that cinnamon roll.
Ooh, yum.
I'm going to give that just a few more seconds.
Dessert and then dinner.
Dessert and then dinner? Well, I've had it happen. All right. These look better. Let go. One. Stop crashing and burning. Okay. That's a little better. Some for both of us here. Make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of slimy stuff in there again. That's hot. You can't say ew about dinner
Slimy stuff.
before you don't do that before you actually eat it. You gotta wait till you taste some and then you can go ew.
Saying that about slimy stuff.
I have no slimy stuff here.
Eli says major improvement, but pops off Wilson.
Pops off Wilson. Well, the goulash looks good.
Okay.
So we'll give the folks a look.
Hold it down.
Down.
There you go. Much better.
Hungarian goulash. Or at least a facsimile there.
Thank you.
Now I haven't forgotten about the garlic bread. So how we're gonna do that tonight?
Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider,
He says, oh, I made it.
welcome back. We are just serving up dinner. Mrs. Old Guy just got her bowl of goulash.
Greg's drooling.
I will give you a look here since you're just in the kitchen with us. Yum yum. Little homemade spätzle. So there's some garlic butter for Mrs. Old Guy. Here you go. And here you go. I'm just going to tear off a hunk of bread.
Thank you.
Yep. Spoon to eat food with. Aha! I'm hearing the cinnamon roll beep.
Ooh, yeah.
They look good, but they're not done. Let's set it for another 5 minutes. Oh, come here, spoon. Well, is it okay?
Yum.
You need any of these?
I do. I could use salt.
Salt? Let me make sure I empty it before I get it to you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Here, there you go. Okay. Now let's try a bite of the garlic bread. Can use a little salt. Let's try this. Goulash.
Yum.
It's good. The meat's tender. That pasta dumpling is actually all right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Garlic bread's good.
Mm. Oh yeah. Nice bread.
Ghostwriter said, "Is goulash good?" I've never tried it.
It is good. There's different types of. There's Hungarian goulash, which is what I made tonight, and then there's an American version of goulash. They're pretty different from each other. I mean, they do have some similarities, but they both have their qualities, that's for sure. This is actually pretty tasty. I've only made Hungarian goulash, I think maybe once before this, which is why I decided to make this version. Something different.
You can taste the caraway seeds, but they're not overpowering.
Yeah. So you're okay with that. Good. Yeah, for those of you that weren't here, Mrs. Old Guy is not a fan of caraway seed, so she was a little hesitant when she saw this on the ingredient list for tonight's dinner.
Ralph wants to know if a banana would brulee.
I'll have to try it and find out. You keep them ideas coming. I got a whole bunch more to do.
Greg says, "Let's not get caraway now." Let's not get caraway now.
Caraway, yeah. I got caraway a long time ago. Yeah, just dipping that bread into the garlic butter.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Something different. Really good. Goes really well with this goulash.
It goes.
Yeah. And cinnamon rolls. Got just a few more seconds here, and I'll give them another check. We'll see if they're gonna be finished enough to come out of the oven. I might run a little bit late. We're gonna have to cool for a minute. Plus, I have to make my honey sauce. There it is.
John said the point on carrying on is not to get carried away.
I'm gonna give that just another shade darker. Three more minutes. I want to pull them out, but you know, they got to be done right. But I will say they look great. Not too bad. For those of you that do like the radio shows, the radio show, the George and Pudgy Show, you may be interested in knowing that a Western is in the making. It's not a comedy, it's a drama, but it is coming up. I'm going to say the first part of 2024, so keep your ears out for that.
Eli says, unhappily ever after, that's what the show was called. LOL, I knew I didn't dream it.
Was that a UK show? For something you'd find out like on the BBC America or something?
And Ralph says, I'm off to a gala after this.
Ah. And what festivities will happen at your gala? I'm out trying to be wordy here and failing big time.
Jessica's here. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss?
Hi, Jessica. No, they haven't missed anything. There's still plenty. Goulash. Got some homemade spätzle to go with it. Garlic bread here. Bread, and we're dipping it into the garlic and butter. Cinnamon rolls in the oven. They got another 47 seconds. They are a caramel cinnamon roll. And who suggested this? We're checking. Mrs. Old Guy keeps pretty good notes here. There's a lot of pages to look through. We've been doing this a little while. Steve.
I thought that's who it was.
Aha.
Eli said that was a Married with Children ripoff. with the talking stuffed rabbit.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, guys. Aren't those beautiful? And it looks like that caramel stayed right in place where it should be.
Yeah.
So that when we, if you unroll that a little bit, it should be maybe a little bit gooey. Gooey. Gooey, baby. All right, let them cool down a little bit. I'm going to finish my dinner.
Greg says yummo.
We might run a little bit late.
Steve wants to know how the meal was.
Fantastic. My first little batch of the pasta didn't exactly come out, but the rest of it did. And this goulash has got a really nice flavor.
Yeah, it does. Jordan's house. No, those are some dang cinnamon rolls.
Mmm. Yes, they are, and they smell. Oh, that smells so good. Hmm. I'm going to finish this off, and then I'll get the honey glaze working for these cinnamon rolls.
Tom says, beam me up, Tom.
Beam me up.
Ralph says it's a school. Gala, we pronounce it Garla. And it has things like a white elephant, second stuff sale, bouncy castle, etc.
Nice. Sounds like fun.
Stanley says, first time, legit jealous. Cinnamon rolls look killer.
Ah. When I had my pizzeria, there was a hotel on the street in back of us, and every weekend they would have me bake cinnamon rolls for the people that stayed there. They were closer to that big, but
Sausage and baked beans next week. Eli.
yep, sausage and baked beans. That's going to be really good. You can go so many different ways with the flavor of baked beans. I mean, from sweet to savory and everything in between. Wow. That was delicious. All right. Making this is not going to take much. Nope, nope, nope. Spoon here. It's just easier for me to grab it out of there than try to deal with that drawer with the table in front of it.
Garlic bread's really good too.
Thank you. All right. So let's get some honey in the pan here. It's a little crystallized, but that is no big deal.
John says spinach does not brulee.
It does not.
Sorry.
You throwing bread over here?
I am. It's too much. And I couldn't reach over there, so.
So you decided to throw it at me.
It would have hit you if I'd have threw it at you. I tossed it to the table.
Sure. Oh, where am I going to put this? There we go. Rinse my hands off. All right. Minimal heat.
Jordan, Mrs. Old Guy 1, table 0.
Yeah, okay.
Greg says it's Sunday here, so I...
Huh? I wonder if that could be your profession. Just going around breaking people's bread. The bread breaker's here. Oh, wonderful. I've been waiting all morning for him to be in here breaking my bread. It's not a he, it's a she. Ah, Mrs. Old Bread. Never mind. Okay, this is going to melt up real nice. A bit of butter.
Steve wants to know if you're watching any football games tomorrow.
Nope. I completely lost interest in watching professional sports, really of any kind. I just don't care. So, yeah, if for any of you sports fans, hate to be a bummer, but yeah, that's just not my ticket. Get this melted, yeah, just enough. Just enough to get that butter dissolved. Not dissolved, melted. Make sure those crystals.
Stanley agrees with you. He said same here.
About what?
Not interested in football.
Ah, yep. Yep, I used to go crazy. Huge football fan. You know, so much so that there's a couple of friends that used to come over and watch football with us, and one weekend my buddy gave me a tear apart referee doll.
Yep.
You could tear his legs off, his arms off, his head off. You know, referees for making stupid calls. And I used it. The only reason I'm putting that powdered sugar in there to help keep it from breaking if it should get too warm.
Stanley says not anything to look up to anymore for the kids.
No, not right now, that's for sure.
Eli says I'm not a big sports fan. I was hosting. It was fun hosting the World Series this year.
It was fun hosting what?
It was fun hosting 4 maybe. I can't see part of the word because of this heart.
Stupid heart thing. I don't know how to get rid of it.
I don't either, but it's in the way.
It appeared magically. Once the text scrolls up, then you can see what was there.
Yep. It was fun hosting the World Series this year, he says.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was.
And Eli says OG's favorite was Al Davis. Oh.
Yeah. You remember, don't you, Eli? got in trouble for mooning Al Davis from the missus. She didn't like the fact that I dropped Trouser in the front room and mooned the TV set.
Ralph said, over here they assume everyone in the country likes rugby and it dominates the news. Our news tends to be rubbish, so I watch ABC's World News instead.
Yeah, all the news is garbage if you ask me. But...
Johnny's here.
Johnny! Good evening, my friend.
He's listening.
We are just getting ready. We had some delicious, I mean, absolutely delicious Hungarian goulash. And I have got this beautiful pan of cinnamon rolls. Just begging for the honey topping and some caramel. What do you think, Mrs. Old Guy? You want me to do the whole thing? Or here, I know what I'll do. I'll do each one up separate for us. How's that?
Sounds good.
More plates.
That's nothing to
No.
dirty dishes.
Dirty dishes. We never have that happen on Saturday nights.
Well, dish.
Every night. All right, let me get this pulled out of here. Oh, wow. That looks really good. Separate that away from the rest. It's not sticking to the bottom, which is a beautiful thing. All right.
Glad you can make it in, Johnny.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of honey butter sauce here. We're going to drizzle on that way. A little more. Some more of this one.
Greg says, wow, that looks so good.
A little more. Now let's go ahead and put some of this caramel sauce on there. And this is a caramel made from sweetened condensed milk in a slow cooker. Some of that on there. If we're gonna get carried away, let's just do it all the way.
Says,
Huh?
oh my.
You're gonna send me to the moon. Give me some oxygen, right?
Steve says the Patriots are playing in Germany at 9:30 in the morning. I'll be doing some morning drinking with a few friends. LOL.
All right, let's give you guys a look at this. Cinnamon caramel roll with a cinnamon drizzle, or no, with a honey butter drizzle and caramel sauce.
Sorry, no ice cream, Steve. But
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I forgot that part. Okay.
Greg says, damn.
Okay. Let's see if this is any dang good. Running a little bit late, that's okay. Worth the wait. Oh, that just looks great.
Yeah, it does.
The inside is perfect.
Yum.
Oh. Again. Oh, Tom. Big hug, buddy. Good job.
Johnny says that thing has its own zip code and national anthem.
Oh, it does. Johnny, this is the kind of cinnamon roll that'd make your tongue slap the back of your head. Oh man. Yeah.
Stanley says, now morning drinking I can get behind.
Well, if I'm drinking coffee or water, milk, juice, morning drinking, I'm all for it. Alcoholic beverages, not so much. That's really nice.
Ralph says it's interesting with all the different pronunciations that you guys have over there.
Yeah, differently than yours, I'm sure. Like that dessert that I made. Pavlova, which is really, really good, by the way.
He was talking about the way we could say caramel.
Caramel.
Johnny loves a good cinnamon roll.
Oh man, I think this would be right up your ticket. Yeah, that's. I'm glad I gave him the few extra minutes.
Eli says, you got a brulee one now, right now.
Brulee,
Or
one
you
of these.
got a brulee one, right?
Brulee, a cinnamon roll.
Yes.
Well, I have no doubts that it would be good, and I might do that, but we'll have to see if there's any left. I've got lots of hungry neighbors, like Carol down the road.
And she's got a house full, so. Greg says Pavlova.
Yeah, Pavlov's dog.
Who knows?
Are we missing something? Okay.
Let me see what the dogs are doing.
That's a good sized cinnamon roll right there.
Face of Ace.
Base of Ace. Welcome, welcome. We're running a little bit on the overtime here. I couldn't help but not and hang around to eat these remarkably good caramel cinnamon rolls. I might just start making these this way all the time. For those of you that weren't here earlier, when the filling I made for these cinnamon rolls, flour, sugar, of course, a bunch of cinnamon, butter, and some caramel syrup or caramel sauce made out of sweetened condensed milk. This is amazing. And I really like it because it didn't run out all over the bottom of the pan, and yet it is still super moist and almost sticky. That is really good.
Stanley says he said dog. I'm not sure what he's talking about. But. And Ralph said, just remember with all the bruleeing to mind your health with all that sugar.
Thank you, Ralph. I'm going to tell you, be honest with you here. There's probably 5 times the amount of sugar in this one cinnamon roll than I would use in a week of brulee that I would actually consume.
Yeah.
Because most of it is terrible. I sometimes get a bite down. Most of the time I spit it out, like today. Bruleed spinach was awful. Like I said earlier, wasn't as bad as the brulee sardines. But, yeah, the brulee spinach was not good. Nor will I think it ever be. Now, like I said, a spinach souffle, that would be good. Maybe next year I'll do Willet flambe. Just really start setting stuff on fire.
Don't get carried away now.
Meatloaf, does it flambe?
Funny.
It's what you use to flambe it with, right?
Greg says, that could get dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do it, but it's fun to talk about. Another drink of water. Oh. I hope everybody has a great upcoming week. This would be a good time now if you have a last minute dinner suggestion or dessert idea. This would be a good time. Last minute questions or comments. This is a good time to do that. Do remember, though, about the George and Pudgy new episodes being recorded very soon, and a new show, a Western, also in the wings, and production and so forth. We'll start on that pretty quickly. So that's what I know. That's what I know. Is that what you know?
That's what I know.
Do you know anything else?
No.
Oh, come on. You got to know something else.
Mm. No.
No? I think I filled her brain too much. A little like Kelly Bundy. You know? If you learn too much, some of the stuff that your brain like overflows, and you lose stuff that you learned before.
Jordan had a request come in.
Oh, good.
Chocolate silk pie.
Love chocolate silk pie.
And Carol said her granddaughter Tayla is watching and loves this.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate you guys watching. How many is over there tonight, Carol? How many you got? How many do you have at the house at the moment? Because you never know. I might, but I'm not going to do like I did with my Mounds Bar chocolate pie. And give it all away. I was so bummed. I really wanted a piece of that chocolate pie the next night. I learned my lesson. I'm never going to give it all away ever again. All right, guys. I'm going to get on out of here. Carol, you can always call the wife. You guys have a safe week. Have a good week. Anything else, Mrs. Old Guy?
Stanley says, how about bourbon chicken with steamed veggies for dinner?
Well, we'll write down the bourbon chicken. The side dishes are just going to be voted on by y'all. I'll put up 3, and you guys can decide from there. So we definitely got the bourbon chicken down. Absolutely, and I love bourbon chicken. Yum. Mrs. Old Guy, anything else? You know, I found a bourbon chicken recipe that had 0 bourbon in it. They just called it that. Go ahead.
Stanley says, oh, okay, great. Sounds great. Everybody's saying good night.
All right, guys. As always, please give a little bit back in your community somehow, some way. If you're helping out a neighbor, just whatever, okay? Give back to your community somehow. Spend some time doing something good for somebody else. Y'all have a good night, a good week, and I'll see you next Saturday.
Night all.
Bye-bye.